Imagine being invited to a wedding and ending up seated in the bride's chair, next to a millionaire groom everyone else believed was hers. That's not the kind of story you scroll past, it's the kind you lean in for, wondering how one simple mistake could rewrite an entire future. If you're new here, don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you never miss the stories that remind us how unpredictable, heartbreaking, and beautiful life can really be. Now, let's dive in. Sofia never imagined her life would collide with the glittering world of the elite. She was an ordinary young woman in her late 20s, hardworking and determined, juggling 2 jobs just to keep her younger brother in school. Life was not easy, but she carried herself with quiet dignity and a heart full of dreams. When her distant cousin asked her to attend a lavish wedding at one of the most luxurious hotels in the city, Sofia agreed, not knowing that a tiny mistake on the guest list would set her life on a path she never thought possible. The hall was dazzling, crystal chandeliers, 1,000 roses, a string quartet filling the air with romantic music. Sofia felt out of place in her simple dress, borrowed from a friend, but she walked with her head held high. She gave her name to the usher at the door. He glanced at his list, nodded, and guided her to a table near the front. But when the ceremony began, confusion rippled through the guests. Instead of being seated at an ordinary table, Sofia found herself gently ushered toward the bride's chair, right next to the groom. She tried to protest, but the music swelled, the crowd cheered, and before she could explain, she was sitting beside Daniel Hart, the millionaire everyone adored. Daniel was handsome, calm, and composed, but his eyes betrayed surprise. He leaned toward Sofia and whispered, "You're not Rachel." Sofia's heart nearly stopped. "Of course I'm not," she whispered back, mortified. Yet with hundreds of eyes fixed on them, neither of them could break the illusion. The ceremony continued, the crowd none the wiser, while Sofia felt trapped in a whirlwind she had never chosen. Afterward, behind the curtains, the truth came crashing down. The bride, Rachel, furious and embarrassed, stormed in late, her limousine had broken down on the way. The mistake on the guest list had placed Sofia in her seat. Rachel lashed out, humiliated in front of society, blaming Sofia for everything. Daniel, however, stopped her. He defended Sofia, saying it was an honest mistake. That moment lit a spark inside Sofia. No one had stood up for her in a long time. But Rachel didn't forget. Weeks later, Daniel discovered that Rachel had only wanted the marriage for status and wealth. Their engagement quietly ended, while gossip spread through the city. Daniel, disillusioned but intrigued by the stranger who had sat beside him, sought Sofia out. She wanted nothing to do with him, after all, their worlds were too far apart. But Daniel persisted. He showed up at the small cafe where she worked nights, asked her questions, listened to her story. Slowly, Sofia's guard began to fall. Their friendship blossomed into something deeper. Yet challenges came swiftly. The media painted Sofia as a gold digger, cruel strangers whispered about her, and even Daniel's business partners questioned his choices. Sofia's brother was bullied at school, their modest life invaded by the glare of attention. Sofia was ready to walk away to protect her family, but Daniel held her hand and said, "If love can't survive the truth, it isn't love at all." Those words gave her courage, but the road was still steep. When Daniel's company faced a major crisis, accusations of corruption and betrayal from within, Sofia stood by him. She helped him remember his roots, reminded him of the values his late mother had taught him. Her unwavering support gave Daniel the strength to fight back, clear his name, and rebuild trust. In the process, the world began to see Sofia not as an intruder, but as the woman who brought out Daniel's best self. The climax of their story came not in wealth or power, but in vulnerability. Daniel knelt before Sofia in the very cafe where he first found her, surrounded not by chandeliers and roses but by the warmth of ordinary life. He asked her to share not just a seat beside him, but every moment of his future. Tears filled her eyes as she said yes, not because of his fortune, but because he had seen her worth when no one else did. By the time their true wedding day arrived, Sofia walked down the aisle with pride. Not a mistake, not an outsider, but the woman Daniel had chosen above all others. Their love became a quiet testimony that sometimes, the greatest blessings come from accidents, and that the seat you never meant to sit in might just be the beginning of your destiny. So if this story touched your heart, remember, life doesn't always follow the script, but sometimes the mistakes lead us exactly where we belong. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more, and share this with someone who needs a reminder that love has a way of finding us, even in the strangest of places.